Hello guys, I basically spent this week trying to make up a few of these little control boards so that I can use them in the next few projects. But since that was all I really was able to do this week, that's what this video is going to be about. I'm just going to talk about these little boards. So these are the little boards that I use in my tractors. It's just a mixture of an Arduino and a motor driver chip really. And basically, thanks to the last Kickstarter we did with the controller, I was able to get a bunch of these boards and a few chips to do at least about 20 of them, I'd say. So here you can see me putting a bit of solder on for the pads for the chip, just to kind of show you how to do it. You kind of have to, well, what I find best is to put the solder ahead of the tip of the solder around and just pull it towards you quite quickly. The combination of the flux from the solder and the solder mask on the PCB makes it quite easy to avoid getting solder dumpers. So that's just what I'm kind of showing you in this little clip. I'll probably have a few more left over than I'll actually need, so if any of you guys want them, let me know in an email. I have a mountain of emails to get through at the minute, but I am beginning to get there. I'm down to 50, the last 50 I think now, so I should be getting through them soon enough. I had hoped to get all these boards finished before this video, but I just simply don't have the time. I've been coming home from work and just working on these for a few hours each evening. The slowest bits was putting on these chips, so now it's going a lot faster than it was initially. So I'd say I probably will actually get them finished tomorrow evening. That should mean next week we'll be able to get working on some of the models, and I'll show you the models we'll be working on first later on in the video. I was thinking about doing another Kickstarter to get some of these boards made up with picked and place machines, so that you'd have the whole board assembled. It'd take about 500 units to do that, so it'll be pretty expensive, and I'd say the only way we'd really be able to do it would be doing it through Kickstarter again. So if people have interest in that, let me know in the comments, just to give me an idea of the interest that's in it. It's a pretty useful board. You can kind of use it in almost anything, and you know, you'll see in the future, now that I have a bunch of them, I'll be able to put them in a lot more things. I'll put them in that little two-wheel robot, for example, and different things like that. It's just handy having the motor drivers and the Arduino chip, well, that mega chip, all in one little unit, that you don't need to solder everything together every time you want to build a rope or a vehicle. You can just solder in your LEDs or motors or whatever it is. You can see the lighting in my new office isn't all that good. I kind of block out the light with my head since the light's behind me really, so I need to set up a few new lights around the desk there and improve the light for the camera, especially because at the minute I guess we're kind of relying on the exposure. It looks better in the camera than it actually is in reality, but you can see there the soldering isn't too bad considering it's hand soldered. And you have a few pictures now of the board as the different components are added. There's the first the Mega chip, and then the input-output expander, then the motor driver chip, and then I added the capacitors for the clock, and then finally just started to add in the resistors. So I have a good few capacitors and resistors and voltage regulators to add, but they shouldn't take too much longer, much faster than the microcontrollers. The first project I'm probably going to tackle when I have a few of these boards working is this Fendt 930. It's pretty much ready to go, because as you can see in here, we already had an Arduino in there. So all I'll basically be doing, I hope, will be taking out that little PCB there, cut the wires and that, and just putting in the new PCB and a little battery beneath it. With any luck, it'll work pretty much straight away. It should be just a case of plugging and playing. And you seen before me putting in the little steering servo. That was the only thing that really needed to be done. On the back there, I'm not going to bother with the lifting arms for the time being. We're just going to set this model up to pull trailers or something like that, and I think that'll do, just to get it going, because I've a few too many models to be working on as it is. So that's probably going to be the first one I tackle. The next one I wanted to take a look at was the MAN truck here. Basically all I really want to do is add in the LEDs to the front of the cab here. I don't have the steering or the drive set up, so all I'd really like to do is set up the headlights, the indicators and the beacons on the top there. Just get it all wired up and ready to go, install the Arduino and the battery, and then basically once I have that done, all I'd have to do then would be wire the drive motors, the motor for raising and lowering the bed and the steering servo into my already installed Arduino, which should make things a lot easier. So that's kind of my plans for the foreseeable future. It'll be those two models next, I think, provided all goes well. If you like those ideas, make sure and hit the like button and let me know that sounds like a good plan. It's kind of all I have to do at the minute. I have to figure out all my models or all my components that I'm going to need to work on the different models and that, and order those, so it's going to take a little bit of time. And these are kind of the things I have to work with at the minute, so that'll probably be what happens next anyway. And let me know what you think about the boards themselves, whether you think it'd be a good idea to run another Kickstarter. Like I say, you'd have to order in quite a big quantity to kind of justify the expense of getting PCBs assembled. I think the minimum order would be like 500 or something like that. So probably if we were going to do Kickstarter, we'd have to say the minimum order would be like 5 boards or something like that. So I think that's all I wanted to cover in this video. I think you have an idea where we're going in the next few weeks and the next few videos. So hope you'll tune in and watch them. And I think that's pretty much everything. So thanks very much for watching.